the legendary vault, where hidden history and untold mysteries come to life. If you like ancient secrets, legendary weapons, and cinematic storytelling, if you're ready, we start. Excalibur. Has the real Excalibur been found? The shocking truth behind the legend. What was Excalibur's original power? It is not just a weapon. It is the key to a forgotten power. A sword whispered in legends, lost in time. This is Excalibur. The first records of Excalibur did not come from England, but from lost civilizations before Arthur's time. Was this sword even real? What if Excalibur was not alone? Throughout history, legendary swords have appeared, each with unexplainable power. Were they all part of the same mystery? A sword trapped in stone, waiting for the chosen one. Was it destiny, or a test designed by ancient sorcery? Historians believe Excalibur was more than a weapon. Some say it held the power of lost civilizations, perhaps even a gift from beings beyond our world. Not forged by mortal hands, but gifted from the depths. The Lady of the Lake, a guardian of ancient magic, chose Arthur as the sword's rightful wielder. But what truly happened on that misty morning by the lake? Did Arthur summon her, or was he summoned by something older than time? Camelot rose in the shadow of Excalibur, a kingdom forged with magic and myth, led by a boy king and his impossible blade. Merlin, the enigmatic sorcerer, believed Excalibur's arrival was foretold by the stars, but even he feared what lay within its power. Some say the sword carried a consciousness, a will of its own, speaking through dreams and visions to those it deemed worthy. The Round Table was more than a council. It was a magical covenant bound by Excalibur's energy. Its knights protected more than a crown. They protected balance. Each knight carried a piece of Excalibur's prophecy, but betrayal was inevitable, and darkness waited in the shadows. Sir Lancelot, once Arthur's greatest ally, would become his deepest wound. The sword did not warn Arthur, or perhaps it did. Guinevere's heart was torn between love and duty. The sword's magic sensed this divide, and the kingdom trembled. As civil war loomed, Excalibur glowed ever brighter, as if preparing for the storm that would tear Camelot apart. The betrayal fractured the realm, but the sword remained unbroken. Some believed it was waiting to be wielded once more. In secret, Mordred trained in dark arts. His hatred for Arthur drew energy from a shadowy reflection of Excalibur itself. The two blades, Excalibur and its mirror, would clash in a battle written in the stars, a cosmic collision of fate and fury. Arthur's final battle began under blood-red skies. Each swing of Excalibur echoed with centuries of power and sorrow. Mordred fell, but Arthur's wounds were fatal. With his dying breath, he gave one last command: return Excalibur to the lake. Sir Bedivere, loyal to the end, walked alone to the lake's edge, but he could not part with the sword, not yet. Twice he lied to Arthur. Twice he held the sword back, and the king knew Excalibur cannot be hidden from its destiny. At last, Bedivere cast it into the lake. From the depths, a hand emerged, claiming the sword in silence. Was it the lady once more, or something older, returning the weapon to the void? Arthur was taken to Avalon, not to die, but to rest. Some believe he lives still, waiting for Excalibur to call him again. For centuries, the lake was guarded by secret orders, knights, druids, even scholars who believed the sword's power must never rise again. But strange sightings began in the modern age. Lights over the lake, unnatural weather, disappearances. A diver claims to have touched something beneath the lake bed, a metallic object humming with energy. His footage was never released. Days later, He vanished. His boat returned. Empty. Is Excalibur still down there, or is it already walking among us, in the hands of the next Arthur? The sword's brilliance wasn't just light, it pulsed like a heart. Scholars believed it resonated with Arthur's spirit. Excalibur chose its bearer, not the other way around. Many tried to wield it and failed, their hands burned by unknown energy. The Round Table was not merely political, it was a magical seal protecting the kingdom's fate. At its center, Excalibur. Enemies of Arthur feared the sword more than the king. Legends tell of its light, blinding invading armies in the dark. The sword amplified Arthur's courage, turning fear into strategy. Excalibur was as much a tool of wisdom as war. But dark forces plotted its fall. Morgana, Arthur's own sister, studied ancient rites to counter Excalibur's power. Merlin sensed the imbalance. The sword's glow dimmed with every betrayal. Darkness crept into Camelot's once golden halls. A vision foretold Camelot's fall, not by blade, but by broken bonds. Excalibur could not protect a divided realm. Lancelot and Guinevere's forbidden love fractured the king's circle. The sword trembled in silence. Arthur, once guided by destiny, became haunted by doubt. The blade's power weakened with his fading will. A final war brewed. Mordred, Arthur's son by treachery, marched to claim Camelot and Excalibur. On the eve of battle, Merlin vanished. Some say he retreated to the spirit world, others that he was betrayed. The clash of father and son echoed across the land. Excalibur clashed with Mordred's cursed blade. Camelot burned, friends became foes. Blood soaked the soil as the dream of Albion shattered. Arthur struck down Mordred, but suffered a mortal wound. With shaking hands, he gripped Excalibur one last time. He whispered to his knight, "Return the sword to the lake. Let magic take back its gift." As Excalibur sank into the mist, the Lady of the Lake reappeared. The blade vanished beneath her hands. Arthur's body was placed on a boat. Some say he sails still, to return when Britain needs him most. The sword sleeps, waiting for the next chosen. Its legend did not end. It simply paused in time. In catacombs and vaults, secret societies guard fragments of its story, waiting for its light to return. Could the sword have alien origins? Some believe its metal was not of this earth. Runes on the blade defy translation. They resemble symbols found in ancient Mesopotamian temples. Some claim the blade could heal wounds. Was it a divine relic or advanced technology masked as myth? Excalibur is a cipher, its truth locked behind history, magic, and belief. It appears in countless myths, Japanese, Norse, Celtic, always as a sword of fate, always golden. In dreams, seekers say the sword calls, guiding, warning, watching, waiting. Will it rise again? When truth and myth collide, perhaps the sword will answer. Until then, the legend lives on, in echoes, in whispers, in the hearts of those who still believe. The final gift of Excalibur, not power, but hope, not war, but wisdom. This is not the end. The sword awaits, and perhaps it calls to you.
Legendary Vault.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell to unlock a treasure trove of more information.